West Coast and I'll do so many different cities. While I'm here, is because Arlen does all the heavy lifting. She covered everything, you know? So I really just come up and say, how you doing? You doing okay? Hey guys, you know, the thing that I try to talk about everywhere I go is to really keep everybody focused on the fact that this is an opportunity that can change not only your life, but the lives of people you come in contact with. And I just don't want us to forget sometimes, because I think it's so easy for it to happen where you get caught up in the business and the product and what we have to offer. Listen to me, guys. That's not what this is about. This is about the youngest of 4 children to a single-parent mom who worked her way off welfare to become a nurse, who worked double shifts every day and did private duty on the weekend to raise her 4 kids, and to have one of them grow up to become wealthy and retire her at age 45 and take her all over the country and take her on trips and vacations that she never dreamed of even ever happening to her, buying her house and furnishing it, paying cash for her car. See, that's what this industry is about. And it doesn't matter whether we're doing travel or selling rocks right now. And I know that's hard for you to believe. What matters is if you've got the leadership, if you've got the compensation plan, if you're in the right place at the right time when there's a shift happening in the economy, you can change your life. But if you get caught up in all the side things that's going on, you miss it just like that. See, I talked to somebody last night who said to me, Chris, I joined the industry the same year you joined the industry. But I decided to go try to play professional football, and then I got hurt. And now he's like a car repairman. And I said to him, you know what? The difference between me and you was just that decision. Thank God I couldn't play football. I ain't have no other options when I joined the industry. At my size, it was like, win here or die. I said, see, you had options and you chose the wrong one, and now the difference between me and you is millions of dollars because of that decision. But I didn't make a decision. I didn't have a choice. Now some people say, well, Chris, you could have chosen to go regular life, career, get a job. There was no jobs paying how much money I knew I needed to take care of my mom. They weren't. I was in college, I was studying engineering, I was Air Force ROTC, and they said I was going to make $34,000 when I get out. And I was going to get a $10,000 raise every 4 years. That was the plan I had when I was sitting in a meeting like you're sitting in right now. And they said in that meeting, you could make $100,000 and you could do all, and I went 3,400, 100, 34, and I got to be in the military and work out and do push-ups and crap like that. 400, I just got to be able to explain what the people you got to be able to explain what Arlen explained, and you don't even got to be as good as Arlen at explaining it. Everything she explained, we got videos that'll explain it. If you point to the video explaining it, and afterwards you can just go, so what do you think? It doesn't get no easier than that, right? I mean, that's a program I can work. So for me, I didn't have an option. It was a no-brainer. I'm going to get in, I'm going to attach myself to somebody, find a mentor, and that person's going to have to make me go away until I learn how to get wealthy. And that's how I became successful in business. I identified a mentor right away, and then I became a pain in the butt to that mentor. No, literally. Like I would have his limo driver pick me up on the way to pick him up. And when he would come out the house and get in the car, I'd be already sitting there. And I can hear his voice right now. My mentor was a guy named Joe Ensor. He was 6'5" Polish guy with all white hair, like a helmet, and it never moved. You'd think he just put it on in the morning, because like there was never a hair out of place. And he would get in the car and go, Chris Cokley, what are you doing in my car? But he never kicked me out. And I'd ride around with him all day. And I'd listen to him on the phone making deals and stock and talking to people and recruiting. And then he'd take me to these restaurants I never even knew existed, because they were all private memberships, the Channel Club and all. And he would always say to me, don't try to come back here with your girlfriend later. They're not going to let you in. You know, and I'm thinking, dude, I ain't got enough money to come back here if they were going to let me. You ain't got to worry about that. I'm hoping you paying. The whole time we walking in. Not only did he pay, they never even brought over a bill. We would eat and drink and then get up and walk out. And the whole time I'm thinking they're going to lock me up. They're going to lock me up. So I was like so close to him. I'm almost running into him, and I'm looking back. He walking out the door, and I'm like this. That's right, we bad, you know. And I asked him in the car, why they didn't even bring the bill? Like, are they looking for us right now? Did we just dine and dash on a rich level? I've done it before without you, but I'm just trying to figure out how me and you rolling. Because if we rolling like that, just tell me. And he said, no, they never present me with bills. I don't ever want to see the bill. They send the bill to my office and they pay my bills. I said, but we didn't even see how much stuff costs. He said, Chris, believe me, I got enough money. There's nothing you can eat that would make me go broke. I said, that's what I'm talking about. when you got enough money that you already know, there's nothing. See, that's the kind of stuff that changed my life. I've never met or known anybody with that ability. See, today, I go out, I probably go out 6 days a week to eat. I think I probably spend about $5,000 to $6,000 a month on food. Just eating that. Well, nobody's aggressive enough like I was in these days. If I come in my car door and you're in there, you might get shot. The world's a little different now. You know? But probably not. I have somebody else shoot you. I wouldn't do it. But you know, the beauty of it is that I'm at a point that there's no restaurant in the world I can't afford to eat. I love that. It doesn't matter what it is. The other day I went to a restaurant, they had a $32 top shelf margarita. I don't even know what that means, but I had to try it because it was $32. It was top, and yeah, I was drunk. Off one drink, you know, but the fact that I could afford to try it was what was exciting to me. Guys, I'm telling you this because I want you to understand this is not about a travel club or just some company doing network marketing. This is about an opportunity for you to really change your life and change the lives of people that you come in touch with. Because guys, there was nothing in my background that could justify how I ended up here. See, I took you all the way back to being the youngest of 4, growing up poor, and when I say poor, I'm talking poor. When we moved in our first apartment, it was 1 bed, my mother and 4 kids all sleeping in that 1 bed. That's how we started, and we worked our way up to a 2-bedroom apartment. She got a bedroom, the girls got a bedroom, and me and my brother slept on the pull-out couch. And we had to get up early because that was the living room. And y'all can't be sleeping late in the living room with a company come over. And I grew up my whole life in that situation, 1 bathroom, 5 people. See, there was nothing that said I should end up where I am today. I didn't even like school. I spent most of my time on the street corner dancing. I thought I was going to be a dancer. I had a radio about that big. Most of y'all know this radio, don't you? You got to take turns carrying it with your friends. We had that radio. Every day we walked down to the boardwalk, set up the radio, and we danced for tips. And we thought we was going to get discovered and be famous, and then all of a sudden it was the 12th grade, and my counselor was like, dude, you're not going to dance your way to taking care of your family. You do want to get married, you do want to have children, you got to go to college. And I'm like, but I haven't done any schoolwork. That guidance counselor, let me show you how good God is. That guidance counselor studied with me for the rest of that year, paid for my college applications, put me in the car, and drove me from college to college until he got one to agree to let me come back. And they only agreed if I was willing to come back in 2 weeks and start the summer program to get my grades up to qualify to go there. Now that counselor did not have to do that. But he saw something I didn't even see. I came home and told my mother, I'm going to college. My mother said, I didn't even know you was, I thought you was going to go to the military or go to jail. Because you wasn't doing no work at all to go to college. And I told her that, and she said, and when did you apply for college? Because I didn't have any money for you to apply for college. I said, I just got to be there in 2 weeks. I'm going to live in the dorms. So my mother started to take everything out of the house to put in the car for me to go, because she didn't have money to prepare for me to go to college. See, right now your kids go to college, y'all go shop and get them a cute little microwave and cute little refrigerators and all that kind of stuff. My mother took the microwave out the house. You know that big old microwave that got grease on it you can't wash off? Yeah, I got that microwave. I got the TV, the only TV we had. My brother and sister going, what are we supposed to do? She said, y'all should have went to college. And we drove up to campus and dropped me off with all my house stuff to set up my dorm room. She had $15 in her pocket. She gave me 10. She kept 5. And she said, you know, you can't come home every weekend. You might not even be able to come home for holidays. I just can't afford it. You need to stay here and make a difference with your life. Make something out of yourself. I had been in college 2 years before I got a chance to go home. And I only got a chance to go home because I ran into somebody from my hometown. And they let me know that I could have went home anytime I wanted on a train for $1.45. See, I had never left my neighborhood. The fact that my mother had to drive an hour to drop me off to college, I thought I was in a whole other country. I was literally 45 minutes away from the house by train. And for 2 years, I didn't know that. So I stayed there through the Christmas break, through Thanksgiving, through all the holidays. I was 45 minutes away and didn't even know it. So I just kept taking classes. Isn't that amazing? How good is God? Kept me focused. If I went home, I probably would have gotten in trouble. If I'd have known I could go home 45 minutes, I probably just would have went home and quit that whole college thing altogether. The fact that I thought I was in Siberia is the only thing that kept me. That's what kept me there, is thinking I can't even afford to go home. Isn't it amazing? You know, so I mean that's what I went through. And then someone invited me to a meeting like this at 19 years old. And I sat there and I didn't understand anything they were talking about. They were talking about insurance and investments and financial services. I was 19, I had no wife, no kids, and no checking account. So everything they were talking about, investing for retirement, I didn't know none of that crap. So I sat there thinking they must gonna hire me to clean up this room when the meeting was over. And I was cool with that. I started counting chairs. I was like, I can break this room down, vacuum that carpet, get the whole thing done by 3 or 4 hours. And then somebody got up and said, you could make $500 in 3 hours teaching people how to move their investments from here to there. And I said, $500 in 3 hours? I'm going to get this job. And I literally thought it was a job. While everybody else was sitting around going, I wonder if this for real. I was sitting there going, they don't hire me. Y'all can leave now. I'm getting this job. You understand that? $500 in 3 hours, everybody else can just leave. Is the way I was looking at it, because I didn't know how multi-level and marketing worked. I thought all of us was interviewing for one job. So I was trying to edge people out. I was like, yeah, you're right, it's probably a scam. You should leave now. I was just kind of, pushing people in the other direction. I wouldn't stay if I was you. I'm only still here because I got to wait for a ride. You got your own car, what you still doing? I was just trying to get people to leave. So do you understand at that time, $500, that beer in college was only 50 cents? Do you know how much beer I could buy for $500? I would be the man on campus. You understand that? I had decided I was going to work Mondays only. Put in about 6 hours, make $1,500, take the rest of the week off. I had a game plan. Guys, that's how I joined this industry. And to think this guy who barely got in college is now a doctor. To think that this guy was the youngest of 4 children in the hood. I'm talking, guys, listen to me. Don't get it twisted. I didn't know I was poor because my mother did a good job of hiding it. Plus, most people get comfortable with poverty anyway, don't they? I mean, I had a meal every day. It did not matter to me that the meal was hot dogs and Captain Crunch because that's what I liked anyway. If you'd have gave me choices, I'd have still picked the hot dog or the Captain Crunch. And once I realized you could put Captain Crunch on a hot dog, and wash it down with Kool-Aid, red. See, if you're from the hood, it's red. Y'all bougie people call it cherry. You won't know where I grew up from. We ain't never seen no cherry. It's red. But no, think about it for a minute. If you were presented as a child with a lobster or a hot dog, what would you have picked? Lobster just a big old red bug, right? As a kid, I'm not eating this big old red hard shell bug. I would have picked the hot. So we were happy poor. Every Saturday, we clicked on the Soul Train, had a dance contest. We thought we was living.